Good morning, everybody. I am Dr. Nitin Joshi, Professor of Neurology with teaching experience of 25 years, working as consultant neurosurgeon in Panvel for more than 30 years. Today, we will discuss the topic ascending urethrogram, that is ASU, or RGU, that is retrograde urethrogram. Ascending urethrogram is one of the conventional study for evaluation of urethra, especially anterior urethra, by injecting water soluble contrast medium. It is uretherogram. This is because it is graph of urethra after injecting contrast medium. It is called ascending as contrast media when injected is injected in ascending fashion, that is after injecting contrast media through external urinometers, contrast media ascends upwards. It is also called as retrograde uretherogram as X-ray film is taken by injecting contrast media in retrograde fashion, that is in direction which is retrograde or opposite to normal direction of flow of urine. It has been first popularized by Cunningham. It is simple, reliable, straightforward, easily available, cost effective, quite reliable and easy to perform. It is consisting of simply taking X-ray film during retrograde installation of dilute contrast media. Ideal characteristics of contrast media used for MCU RGU are: 1. It should be adequately radiopaque. 2. It should be sufficiently viscous to demonstrate urethra and bladder. 3. It should be cheap, easily available. 4. Should be sterile. 5th, should be non-irritating to mucosa of urinary tract. 6th, miscible with urine. 7th, should be non-toxic and harmless whenever it enters circulation due to intravasation or due to intrarenal reflux while performing VCU when there is presence of vesico-urethral reflux. Today, the most commonly used contrast media for RGU is 60% urographin in adults, while in children 30% urographin, that is sodium or meglumine ditrozoate. Urographin is ionic high osmolar contrast medium. It is called ionic because whenever it dissolves in water, it dissociates into ions, that is cations and anions. Each anion contains 3 atoms of iodine, that is triiodinated benzoate, which gives opacity. It contains cation, that is sodium or meglumine, which acts as a carrier. Indications for ASU or RGU. RGU during acute state is rupture urethra, while the rest are in stable patient, and those indications are stricture urethra. 2nd, urethral foreign body. 3rd, suspected growth in urethra, urethral stone, urethral diverticulum, urethral false passage, urethral fistula, that is ureterocutaneous fistula, suspicion of anterior urethral valve, evaluation of urethral stump after radical cystectomy in TCC, and post-op evaluation, that is post-urethroplasty after inserting pericatheter, small size infant feeding tube or small venous catheter and compressing the urethral lumen and then injecting contrast media. Also post-op in case of post-radical prostatectomy for assessing vesico-urethral anastomosis. While in female for evaluation of vesico-urethral fistula or in case of female urethral diverticulum. Contraindications in case of acute state, that is a rupture urethra, no contraindication. In stable patient, that is when electively performed, contraindications are active urinary tract infection. 2nd, past history of allergic response to contrast media. Types of RGP depending upon the condition of patient, that is in acute state, that is rupture urethra, and 2nd type of RGU in stable patient. 2nd classification of RGP, that is types of RGP depending upon taking X-ray film with respect to injection of contrast media. There are 2 types. static ASU and second dynamic ASU. Static RGU or ASU is one in which X-ray film is taken after injection of contrast media through external urinometers, while dynamic RGU is one in which X-ray film is taken dynamically, that is during actual process of injection of contrast medium, that is under fluoroscopy control. DRU, that is dynamic retrograde urethrogram, is more valuable than static RGU. This is because in case of rupture urethra, during the process of injection of contrast medium, the process of injection is stopped immediately as soon as one notices extravasation. While in stable patient, most common indication for RGU is stricture urethra. The static uretrogram will evaluate only urethral lumen, but it will not evaluate surrounding spongiofibrosis. Spongiofibrosis means fibrosis in erectile spongy tissue which surrounds urethral tube. However, urethra surrounded by spongiofibrosis is also pathological urethra and is called as grey urethra. It is called as grey urethra. This is because this urethra has got grey appearance, which is seen on gross examination at the time of surgery. This grey urethra is pathological because it is susceptible to narrowing whenever there is minor trauma. So, though this urethra appears normal calibered on static RGU, excision or augmentation there is grey urethra, that is, treatment of even this grey urethra is important so as to prevent recurrence. However, since grey urethra is not detected on static RGU, hence static RGU underestimates the length of stricture urethra. On the other hand, in DRU, since X-ray film is taken during process of injection of contrast medium, it gives information about elasticity, distensibility or pliability of urethra. So, DRU not only defines the frank, narrowed stricture area but also defines inelastic, non-pliable, non-distensible urethra secondary to surrounding spongiofibrosis. So, DRU gives better information regarding the length of pathological urethra. Thus, DRU is a real-time study. Slight modification of RGU is choke urethrogram. In this, after injection of 30 cc of 1:1 diluted 60% urographin contrast medium in urethra through external urinometers, urethral lumen is occluded by compressing with special penile occlusion clamp. This results into artificial distension of urethra. So, normal urethra, which is elastic, pliable, distensible, will dilate more, while pathological urethra, which is inelastic, non-distensible, non-pliable, will not dilate, thus making the pathology more obvious. In stricture disease, when definition of proximal limit and distal limit of stricture is important, particularly when stricture is resulting from fracture pelvis, then ASU has to be combined with MCU, that is micturating cystogram, or VCU, that is voiding cystogram, as ASU defines only distal limit of stricture, but MCU will define proximal limit of stricture. Thus, both tests, that is ASU and MCU, are complementary or synergistic to each other for evaluation of an exact length of stricture. Procedure. In stable patient, ask the patient to pass urine. Also, on day of procedure, ask the patient to take fluoroquinoline orally 1 hour prior to ASU. Prior to injection of contrast medium, take one plain X-ray film so as to see any radiopaque density in bladder or urethral tissue. Position. In stable patient, supine position with deep oblique of 45 degree is the position to be given. For this, pelvis is rotated to 45 degree. Lower leg, that is leg next to table, is flexed through 90 degree at knee level while upper leg is kept straight. Now penis is stretched, which causes straightening of normal S shape of urethra. Also, stretching of the penis will prevent overlapping of penis over femur bone of lower leg. Stretching of penis will also prevent overlapping of pendulous urethra over bulbar urethra. If there is overlapping of pendulous urethra over bulbar urethra, it will result into underestimation of length of stricture in bulbar region. Stretching of penis can be achieved by three methods. One, by using roller gauze. Second, special penile clamp. Third, by using inflated balloon of Foley's catheter, where Foley's catheter of adequate size is inserted through external urinary meatus and balloon is inflated in fossa navicularis with 1 to 2 cc of saline or contrast medium, and then mild traction is given. This will also help to achieve tight mucosa seal mechanism at level of external urinary meatus. Due to this tight mucosa seal mechanism, it will prevent spillage of contrast medium when the contrast medium is injected. Also, in this, due to traction, technician's hand will be out of field of radiation. However, excessive distension of balloon or excessive traction on balloon may result into rupture urethra. Hence, avoid excessive distension of balloon or excessive traction on distended balloon. Injection of contrast medium is done under strict aseptic precaution. There are three methods of injection of contrast medium. Here, 50 to 60 cc of 1:1 diluted 60% urographin, that is sodium or meglumine diatrozide, is injected. One method is by syringe with Foley's adapter. In this, there is risk of radiation to hands of technician. Second, insertion of infant feeding tube without lubrication and then injecting contrast medium. Third, insertion of adequate size Foley's catheter without lubrication, inflating balloon to 1 to 2 cc with saline or contrast medium and then injecting contrast medium. Since the ureterogram, ascending ureterogram, ideally should be performed by the operating surgeon himself, then always one should take adequate care so that there is less radiation to the hands. Insertion of catheter is done without any lubrication because lubrication causes mucosal edema. Mucosal edema results into increased permeability and hence increased vascularity and vascular stasis. This results into increased chance of intravasation of contrast medium. Also, lubrication prevents development of tight mucosal seal mechanism at level of external urinary meatus. To prevent entry of air into urethra and hence misinterpretation, before injecting contrast medium, expelling few cc of contrast medium through syringe containing it is essential. The rate and force of injection of contrast medium should be slow enough, particularly in presence of tight stricture. This is because in presence of tight stricture, due to significant obstruction, the generation of high intraluminal pressure. In presence of this high intraluminal pressure, if contrast medium is injected under force, it will result into mucosal disruption. Due to mucosal disruption, contrast medium will enter into surrounding erectile spongy tissue, that is, results into extravasation. Through erectile spongy tissue, contrast medium will enter into emissionary veins and then into general circulation. This will result into intravasation. Due to entry of contrast medium in general circulation, it will result into excretion of contrast medium by kidney so as to delineate or form a excretory urography, that is IVU. But if patient is allergic to contrast medium, Due to entry of this contrast medium in general circulation, there is risk of allergic response. Also, in presence of obstruction, proximal to site of obstruction, there is urinary stasis. Due to mucosal disruption, there is a risk of entry of this bacteria into circulation, causing bacteremia, toxemia, sepsis, and septic shock. And hence, ASU has to be performed under antibiotic cover under strict aseptic precautions. Also, injection of contrast medium under force will result into spasm of external urinary sphincter, thus preventing entry of contrast medium in posterior urethra. Information obtained: when ASU is performed properly with stretched penis and when patient is properly relaxed, then even external urinary sphincter will be relaxed. That time, DRU will show regular outline of pendulous and bulbar urethra due to smooth flow of contrast medium through pendulous and bulbar urethra. Bulbar urethra at its proximal limit will show cone. Definition of this bulbar cone is important as it marks the distal limit of membranous urethra. Normally, this cone shaped part of the bulbar urethra, that is, proximal most part of bulbar urethra, is smooth, regular, symmetrical and cone shaped. Any irregularity, any asymmetry, any elongation or absence of this bulbar cone in 90% of cases indicates extension of stricture from proximal bulbar to membranous urethra. When patient is relaxed, external urinary sphincter will be also relaxed, and then it will result into entry of contrast medium from bulbar into membranous urethra. Membranous urethra is defined from its proximal limit to distal limit. As we have seen, starting of bulbar cone marks the distal limit of membranous urethra. The Mohni landmark for distal limit of membranous urethra is line passing through lower limit of obturator foramen. Distal limit of Veru marks the proximal limit of membranous urethra. Oval shaped filling defect in prostatic urethra is Veru. Dye normally flows from membranous urethra to prostatic urethra and then through bladder neck finally enters into bladder as offshoot whenever it enters through bladder neck. During RGU, due to injection of contrast medium, normal anatomical structures may be visualized. 1. Ducts of Cowper's glands. These Cowper's glands are present on either side of membranous urethra in urogenital diaphragm, while ducts of this gland travel to open into bulbar urethra. Second anatomical structure which may be visualized, periurethral glands of Leiter. These are present along the entire length of anterior urethra, that is pendulous and bulbar urethra. Third, prostatic ducts which open along entire length of prostatic urethra. Contrast in the prostatic urethra may enter into prostatic duct and then through duct the dye will enter prostatic acini, thus causing delineation of prostate gland. Fourth structure which may be visualized is Veru. On either side of Veru there are opening of ejaculatory duct. Then through ejaculatory duct there may be entry of contrast medium, hence visualization of seminal vesicle and convoluted portion of vas deferens. These all are normal anatomical structures. In presence of tight stricture, proximal to tight obstruction due to generation of high intraluminal pressure, hence dilatation of various tubular structures. Thus, there is a chance of reflux of contrast medium from these normal anatomical structures through the dilated tubular structures. Thus, delineation of this normal anatomical structure indicate presence of high intraluminal pressure, and presence of high intraluminal pressure in turn indicate presence of tight obstruction. However, delineation of normal anatomic structure is not diagnostic of presence of stricture urethra. Now, surgical anatomy of anterior urethra relevant to RGU. Male urethra is divided into anterior urethra and posterior urethra. Anterior urethra is further divided into distal, penile or pendulous urethra, and proximal bulbar urethra by suspensory ligament of penis present at pinoscrotal junction. According to some, pendulous urethra is further divided into granular urethra and pendulous urethra proper. Granular urethra extends from external urinary meatus present at tip of glans penis, which extend in up to corona glandis of the penis. This granular urethra is about 2.5 cm in length. It contains a fusiform dilatation called fossa navicularis. Granular urethra is lined by ciliated stratified columnar epithelium or non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Pendulous urethra or penile urethra is the urethra present in shaft of penis, that is free or body part of penis. It extends from corona glandis to pinoscrotal junction. It is the longest part of urethra, about 15 cm in length. It is lined by stratified or stratified columnar epithelium. Bulbar urethra is the urethra present in the root of penis, that is fixed part of penis, and is present in superficial perineal pouch. It extends from pinoscrotal junction to inferior border of urogenital diaphragm, that is perineal membrane. It represents second fusiform dilatation. It consists of distal, mid and proximal bulbar urethra. It is about 3 to 4 cm in length. It is lined by stratified or pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium. Thus, entire anterior urethra is surrounded by penile tissue. In superficial perineal pouch, fixed part of penis, that is bulb of penis, surrounds bulbar urethra, while in free part of penis, corpus spongiosum of penis surrounds pendulous urethra, while glans penis surrounds granular urethra. The cut section of penis with anterior urethra from inside out shows mucous membrane, underneath is submucosa or lamina propria. This submucosa or lamina propria is consisting of connective tissue containing blood vessels, fibroelastic fibers, few scattered longitudinally oriented smooth muscle fibers. This urethral tube is in turn surrounded by spongy erectile tissue of bulb of penis or corpus spongiosum. Thus, urethral tube rests almost directly on vascular spongy erectile tissue of penis. So, any severe insult to lining epithelium of urethra results not only damage to urethral tube but thrombotic process extends even to spongy erectile tissue of penis. This thrombotic process in erectile spongy tissue produces rigid fibrosis in spongy tissue. Sometimes this spongiofibrosis extends on either side of insult. When spongiofibrosis is surrounding normal calibered urethra, it will not be detected by ASU. This normal calibered urethra, though appeared normal, but surrounded by spongiofibrosis, so it is a pathological urethra and is called as grey urethra. Thus, ASU underestimates the length of stricture or pathological urethra, and failure to treat, that is excision or augmentation of this pathological urethra, results into recurrence of the stricture. This spongiofibrosis is detected by sonourethrogram. By definition, bulbar urethra is not enclosed enclosed by bulb of penis but also by fusion of musculature of bulbospongiosus, which terminates just proximal to pinoscrotal junction. This muscular compression gives indentation in proximal bulbar region and is not a stricture. Thus, information obtained on ASU is 1. Presence or absence of stricture. 2. If stricture present, its distal limit, number of strictures, any extension from bulbar urethra into membranous urethra, and condition of rest of urethra. 3. Proximal to tight stricture, presence of any fistula, presence of any periurethral abscess cavity, presence of multiple fistulae, then if there is any watery perineum. Fourth, any filling defect due to air bubble, stone, foreign body, growth or anterior urethral wall. And in case of acute setting, any extravasation, suggestive or false passage or rupture urethra. Limitation, in case of stricture disease, it underestimates length of stricture. Causes of underestimation of length of stricture are 1. Abnormal position during the study. Second, if penis is not properly stretched, which results into overlapping of pendulous urethra over bulbar urethra. Third, in deep oblique position of 45 degree with AP exposure, the axis of pelvis and bulbar urethra are in same axis, so bulbar urethra appears end on, thus underestimating the length of stricture in bulbar urethra. Fourth, it does not evaluate grey urethra as delineates only urethral domain but no evaluation of surrounding spongy tissue, thus underestimates the length of pathological urethra. Fifth, paradoxical dilatation of proximal stricture in presence of multiple strictures, that is, in presence of multiple stricture, if the proximal stricture is having less dense scar tissue and the distal stricture is having more dense scar tissue, then secondary to tight obstruction by this tight distal stricture, then generation of high intraluminal pressure proximal to this distal tight stricture will result into apparent dilatation of less dense scar tissue of proximal stricture, thus giving false appearance of normal calibered urethra in spite of presence of stricture in this proximal stricture having less dense scar tissue. Complications of RGU: severe pain during procedure, rupture urethra, extravasation, intravasation, allergic response, bacteremia, urinary tract infection, septic shock, hematuria, retention of urine, dysuria. In acute phase, how the procedure is performed. Acute phase, that is patient with fracture pelvis or straddle injury with blood at tip of meatus. Here one cannot consider the routine contraindications, that is allergy to contrast media or presence of active urinary tract infection. Also, in presence of fracture pelvis, one may not be able to give optimum position, that is deep oblique position through 45 degree. So, procedure should be performed on radiology table which can be rotated and it is CM compatible. In acute phase of trauma, patient may be hemodynamically unstable with presence of unstable fracture pelvis. ASU should be performed only when patient is hemodynamically and orthopedically stabilized. It is performed under strict aseptic precaution under antibiotic cover. Before injecting contrast medium, plain film, that is scout film, is taken to look for type of fracture pelvis. In patient with fracture pelvis, when patient is in supine position, then the C-arm is rotated through 45 degree to vertical plane of the table. Penis is stretched to prevent overlapping of the penis over femur, and then after expelling air from syringe with Foley's adapter loaded with the contrast, that is 1:1 diluted 60% urographin, it is injected slowly under fluoroscopy control. It is injected slowly so as to prevent spasm of external urine sphincter, and as soon as one notices extravasation, the process of injection of contrast medium is stopped instantaneously, as aim is to just to define the presence of extravasation, that is to confirm the rupture urethra. And so the ASU ideally should be performed by the operating surgeon. RGU in female is rarely performed. It is indicated in presence of urethral diverticulum which may be associated with stone and or urethral cancer. It is performed by special catheter having two balloons, first balloon occluding bladder neck while second occluding external urinary meatus. The first injection is given so as to clear air, urine or pus from the urethral diverticulum. The second balloon is then pressed against external urinary meatus, thus blocking both the openings of female urethra. After blocking both openings, the further injection of contrast medium is carried out. Due to first injection, there is clearing of urethral diverticulum. Now, due to creation of pressure in the urethra, due to blocking of the both openings of the urethra, contrast medium may enter diverticulum and thus may help to define it if it is present. So, RGO has to be performed ideally by the operating surgeon so as to know the presence or absence of rupture and to define even presence of pliable urethra, that is to know the exact length of the pathological urethra in addition to the frank strictured narrowed area. Thank you very much.